So, a Gol D Roger, man. The voice of all things has become kind of a topic that keeps reoccurring recently. You know what I'm saying? You see it a little bit in the anime and stuff, and we know a little bit more about it now. But what do you think it exactly is necessarily? I'm really curious what Gol D Roger knew or what his ability was. Is it a hockey thing? Is it a D thing? What do you guys think about that? I'm curious.
So, I think there's a possibility already, and maybe it's just something that seems similar, but what's going on with the whole three-eyed tribe, I think there's a possibility maybe there could be a connection to that. Maybe Roger and Luffy and everybody else that can hear that voice could have some sort of connection to that tribe, but obviously they could be half-breeds, so they don't have the third eye look, but they still have somewhat of the powers. Honestly, I don't think that it's going to be connected to the D, because the D thing is kind of like the historical thing in the families and stuff like that. It could be that certain members of the past had it and, it transferred through time or whatever to these people. But I'd like to believe that it's something totally different and it's like the chosen ones, kind of like the King's hockey, that not everyone can have it. I think it would be very good and seemingly that way anyway, as of right now anyway. Only certain people can have it because it's like a special thing, and that's why Roger had it, and that's why Luffy somewhat has it.
True, and also Momonosuke has it, and that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we know that they're related to the people from the D too, right? Because that clan pretty much made the poneglyphs, and we know that the D... I mean, it's pretty much a D that got wiped out during the fucking voice entry, right? I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say.
Because Doflamingo was saying what's the name of the game? The people with the fucking masks on. I forgot that fucking. I'm so bad with names, dude.
CP0?
The astronauts. What's that name? The astronauts.
Oh no, the Celestial Dragons.
Celestial Dragons and fuck
astronauts.
I'm gonna get shit out of the comments.
They fucking
I mean, it's the astronaut.
Jesus, George, you're killing me, bro.
Oh, I can edit this out. I'm like fucking.
So
the people.
Hashtag the astronauts.
One Piece and Space Brothers crossover.
Hey, man, yes. Space Brothers, man. So the Celestial Dragon. I'm just nervous because of ForneverWorld, man. He's making me nervous, man. I'm trying to make up an excuse. Celestial Dragons versus the Celestial Dragons and the people from the D, like that, like natural enemies. So like it must be that those guys got wiped out for sure, or like a big part got wiped out, and then they're the last ones left, and then they say to the Momonosuke's clan, "Yo, man, make them the stones real quick to tell the truth about certain things." Yeah. I definitely think it's but I don't know how is it then blood related? Is it hockey related? Is it just in the? Because it's D, so I guess I don't know, man. I don't fucking know that shit. I didn't even know it was called Celestial Dragons. I don't know, man. Fuck that. I don't fucking know, dude. I mean, actually, I've heard a lot of people criticize, like, it's like, oh, Luffy is literally the same as Roger. You can hear the voice of all things. It's a little bit too much the same. I don't know what you guys think about that. I just heard that. I'm just putting it out there.
There's a lot of parallels, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, he's been, if you look at it, he's definitely been repeating some of Roger's steps. I don't know if he did them as gracefully, because from what we hear, Legend of Roger did everything, like, pretty nicely done and very smooth, while Luffy is just a loose cannon and, just bonkers. So there's definitely the distinction regarding their characters right there of how they approach these situations, is that Roger was probably more smooth and Luffy's just a nut job. What are your thoughts real quickly on the one flashback that we got of Roger where he looked almost identical to Luffy when he had the straw hat down? Do you think there's anything there? Because I've heard this theory, and I know it sounds stupid or whatever, but nevertheless, it is a little bit interesting that Roger ate some sort of resurrection fruit, and that Roger was resurrected as Luffy, and that's why he looks
reincarnation thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have it in Naruto, so pretty much it can happen.
I really hope
that's Naruto, the series 6 and shit like that.
I was gonna say.
Like that.
I was gonna say
like the younger brother. Was it the older brother in Naruto that Naruto reincarnated? Like the older son of
the younger.
Was it the younger?
Yeah.
Naruto was the younger and Sasuke was the older.
So something like that. You don't want that, Zoro?
No, I feel like that's cheating to a certain extent. That's like, did Luffy really earn becoming Pirate King if he's the reincarnation of Roger?
I mean, that means you are shitting on Naruto too, right? For saying Naruto didn't earn it.
Pretty much, yes. I didn't like that either. I didn't like that either. I don't like that reincarnation, because that's more of a destiny thing, and that's just predetermined, essentially.
So Neji was right.
I mean, of course, Luffy would have to work for it, but I mean, if you have the fucking ghost of Roger or the soul in Roger in you, then you're destined for greatness at that point, and that's not something that you necessarily have to earn.
It's a
I don't
show
like.
though, so it's always like that, no?
No, not necessarily. I mean, there are characters that they come from simple beginnings and don't necessarily have everything
Like
given to
Yusuke,
them.
like he was from a demon clan, dude.
Well, Yusuke is a different story. Yusuke, you know, I complained to Uber about the Mazagu stuff. I'm not a big fan of that. It was a good moment, but I feel like it was just kind of like pulled out of thin air, essentially.
But that reminds me, because we're speaking of Destiny here, kind of reminds me of Magi. Magi, one of the big themes about it is fighting versus forging your own path versus Destiny. Do you think that, let's just say, assuming Luffy could have, you know, the ghost of Roger in him, do you think that just because of that, automatically his path is forged completely? Or you think that Luffy is choosing his own destiny regardless, assuming that that's even a possibility of, you know, Roger having that
I just feel like, considering that Luffy's path is essentially the same as Roger's, and there are so many like parallels, and he's going to the same places that Roger did, that it would be hard to kind of say that Luffy's like diverging from the path in any regard.
And he's also a D, right? It's predestined that they like that's what they always say.
I don't mind
it's destined
the
that you're gonna do some shit to the world government, right?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind the parallels. I enjoy his character a lot. I just don't think that he should be like literally like physically connected to Roger in any way. Like, I'm happy he's not his son. I think that would have been a little.
Well, that would have been too obvious, right?
It was nice the way Oda threw it. It was like Ace was his son. I thought that was nicely done.
Because like in Naruto, like you were like, Naruto is definitely Minato's son, but there's no way going around this. So he must.
Yeah, if it was Naruto, you know, he would have been Roger's son. If this was Kishimoto's story, Oda likes to.
It was still pretty cool when it was revealed that Naruto was Minato's son. Though.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
That was great. Yeah.
And then Minato got wrecked.
Big question.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that Roger and Big Mom got it on? You think that he got a little bit of that Big Mom, that Big Mom pirate pussy, huh?
I mean, considering how many children she has, I don't think there's any man on fucking ground line that hasn't.
Who do you think is the likeliest YouTuber to fuck Big Mom? I would say King of Lightning, 100%.
King of Lightning.
King of Lightning, dude. Big Mom would have the strap on. King of Lightning would just fucking go, man. You know King would go.
I think James Hansen would have a go at her.
James Hansen.
If it gives me back Bleach.
I'm telling you, James Hansen would suck Kubo's dick for like one more chapter.
Oh, he would. He would.
And he would swallow. He wouldn't spit. He would just fucking swallow.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm just saying, dude. British people, man, don't trust them.
He was our guest on the last thing. You're just gonna shit out on him.
Fuck James Hansen, dude. I fuck his fans. I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I mean, it's cool. The curious the relationship between Roger and Big Mom, because as you said, I remember, you know, like that they had a scuffle. Like Big Mom almost got to the One Piece, right? Before Roger.
That's something that never really is addressed, and I think it's because whatever Roger did and how it happened, it embarrassed her so much that she kept it on the wraps, because we never heard any of this until now. Honestly, Big Mom, out of all the Yonko, if I'm not mistaken, is the one with the most mysterious, unheard of past up until this point anyway. We haven't really heard much of her younger days. More so, we just heard of the legend of what she's become now.
Yeah.
That's true. That's she must have been really powerful in her younger days. I mean, to be a rival of Roger. I mean, that was a long time ago. So
you don't buy James Hansen's theory that Big Mom's weak? Because that's what he said last week. Like,
yes, he did say that.
He said Big Mom was super weak. What do you think, ForneverWorld? What do you think about that from James Hansen? Do you think he's an idiot?
Did he say super weak?
Yeah, he said Luffy can beat her easily. That's pretty much what he said.
I think she has a certain amount of power. I don't think she's weak, but I think her power is definitely a lot more extensive than maybe it should be because of the homies and, you know,
Zeus and
all that other shit.
Stuff.
But she's not weak by any means. I think on her own, she still can hold her own, but the feats that she's capable of is way out of this world because of the homies and all that other shit. And I think she still, like, on her own, I think she could probably have it out with the best of them out there. But I think, no, she's not weak, but she's probably a lot stronger than she should be because of those homies and all that other stuff.
Yeah, because she's not strong on her own without those homies, as you say.
I just can't imagine her being weaker than Cracker. And I mean, if Cracker can basically
I agree with that.
take Luffy one-on-one without, you know, I mean,
why would Cracker follow her? Like,
yeah, exactly. Dude, I hate Luffy fans for, like, first they said the Flamengo's strong on Luffy, and I bet now they're saying Cracker's strong on Luffy too. I mean, Luffy's strong and Cracker. Luffy's strong and Cracker.
I mean,
dude, what do you mean?
Nami
Luffy
wasn't
won
there
because of Nami. You know that's why.
I mean, it's true. That's the thing. Like Nami, like watering down the crackers to make Luffy being able to eat them, kind of made Luffy be able to like buy time in order
That's
to
why
kind
he
of
won, dude. He never won without that shit, dude.
I mean, there's a complaint. I guess it's a little off topic, but I'm curious what you guys think about it. And this is a complaint I'm kind of hearing here and there in spatterings in my comment section, which is I think is somewhat justified. But I'm curious what you guys think in terms of this arc and the fact that things, just how lucky Luffy's been, just the breaks that he's gotten, everything just seems to kind of falling in place for him. Do you think it's too convenient? Do you think that it's done well? What do you guys think about that? Curious.
I honestly, as soon as I hear that, I think it's to balance out, because you got to remember, at the same time, while he's having maybe a couple of lucky breaks, he is going through some of the greatest pain that one of the Straw Hats could go through. The fact that what Sanji was doing, Sanji trying to leave, him trying to rescue his friend, knowing that his friend is captured. So I think you're going to have to, as an author, especially with a series like One Piece that is not, this isn't Berserk. You're not going to torture this motherfucker, rip his eye out or some shit. So you got to have a certain amount of leniency for the character to not just be completely devastated. You got to have some things. And honestly, the lucky breaks that he had is very minuscule, because, I mean, finding Cracker is not a lucky break, because Cracker gave him an ass whooping. And then on top of that, Sanji stomping his face and, him starving to death almost. Like, I think it hasn't really been, for me anyway, it hasn't even been that noticeable about the lucky breaks he's had. So.
Well, I'm not necessarily just talking about Luffy. Well, not me in the comments, but they're saying basically like Chopper and the Brule at the mirror and all that stuff happening. And
Chopper has been the one thing of this arc that is just like, he hasn't really had much. I think Oda wanted to include the people that weren't in Dressrosa in this arc, and he just really didn't know what to do with Chopper, so he had him do the classic One Piece. I'm running! I'm in the mirror world! I'm running! And that shit was annoying as fuck.
You don't like Chopper? Come on, Chopper's...
I like Chopper. I like all the Straw Hats, to be honest with you. It's just, in this arc, I don't like his purpose, because he had really little to none, and it was just like he used as a filler.
Yeah, he has no purpose post-time skip. I don't see what his purpose was. That's like fucking
post-time
killing
skip,
like big-ass babies, children. That's pretty much it.
Out of all the Straw Hats, he's been the least useful, interesting, and productive post-time skip, in my opinion.
Nami was up there, but then Nami...
Post-time skip? Yeah, I'd agree with probably post-time skip. I think prior to the time skip, like, because overall, if I had to rank, from my favorite to least favorite and the least interesting, like, the least ones would probably be Frankie, although Frankie had that amazing stuff post-time skip with Senor Pink.
Yeah.
Right.
Senor Pink. That hit me. So, Frankie's okay after the time skip, but yeah, the least favorite would be Frankie and probably even Brooke. And I like Brooke too, and I get the little skull joke or whatever, but I think the contribution that Brooke, provides is definitely the fact that he is older, so he knows more things, but a lot of the times he's maybe unclear, because remember, he was dead for a while. So I think that's what Brooke is best at. Obviously, of course, the other comedy shit, but whenever it dives into like what Brooke may or may not know, that's what really piques my interest. But as a whole, it would be Brooke and Frankie, and maybe that's just because they were the last ones to join. I don't know, but that's kind of like my least favorite.
I really like Brooke. I mean, the thing was, I've been mad for Oda for a while, because I feel like Brooke, he haven't had a chance to really move him past the skull joke thing, like you said. He's just kind of been like that guy for a while. He didn't have a chance to really bond with the Straw Hats for that long. I mean, Sabaody happened pretty much right after Thriller Bark. So, but I really enjoyed the fact that Oda at least gave Brooke some shine in this arc. That's what I really wanted. He had some really cool. I mean, him talking down to Big Mom was so cool, and that panel with him with the fire and the lightning and fucking Big Mom hovering over him was like one of my favorite panels in a long time. So, it was really cool. And then him coming up with the map in his head, that was clutch. That was really clutch. So.
And by the way, about the Luffy breaks, I agree with you guys. I mean, Luffy had a lot of breaks, but I think all of them were like, were all logical, and they weren't forced. Yeah. Like, I guess Enel, lightning, it's not forced. Like, you didn't have.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
I guess Crocodile, you just use his brain. I mean.
Well, he was lucky against Crocodile.
Crocodile should have.
He could have died twice. He lost two times before.
Of course, but he didn't. Well, he didn't finish the job, and
it wasn't that bad. It was cool the way they did it, so I don't mind that.
Yeah, and then Kraken Nami helped him. Yeah, it's not. Fight is not 1v1. Goku. Yeah, fight is not 1v1. You don't give sensu beasts to Cells to say. I just wanted to say this.
Dude, why you gotta bring Dragon Ball into this?
Terrible.
Roger's crew, because. There was the only mention that we have of his crew. Well, okay, we know Shanks, fucking Buggy, Rayleigh, Roger, and those that other
Crocus.
Dudes. Yeah, Crocus. Dude, I forgot his fucking name.
I know you did.
Here's an interesting question. Considering the fact that the hat has been passed down, the straw hat to people that seemingly had, the capabilities of being Pirate King. We don't know exactly what is it symbolic of. We know that it's something to do with like, you know, their greatness that they can achieve. Why do you think Shanks, after Roger died, never was able to amount to becoming the Pirate King? Is it just because his opponents was too strong? But then again, Roger got past him. So why is it that if, you know, Roger entrusted the hat to Shanks, why didn't Shanks ever become what Roger was? Or did he not want to because he knew what it was and it wasn't what he wanted? Like, what do you think about that?
That's what I was going to say. He probably knows what he knows what it is, and he probably doesn't want it. That's what I'm assuming. He probably doesn't want it. We don't know exactly what his ambition is. I mean, it could just be to prevent the others from getting the One Piece.
Or just having fun,
so he kind of holds his own ground.
Drinking and then randomly stopping wars whenever it feels like it.
Yeah.
So you think there's a possibility Luffy could get close to, you know, getting the One Piece and becoming the Pirate King, and Shanks would be like basically the goalie in a sense, like, nah, you don't want this.
I think Shanks is gonna be the goalie for Blackbeard, and then Blackbeard's gonna kill Shanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be a sad day.
That shit's it's foreshadowed, dude. Like
if Oda does it, he better not do it off screen. He better do that.
Oh, dude, well that's Oda. That's last week. Well, the flaws of One Piece, Oda's off screening shit the whole time, so it's possible. Maybe he's gonna off screen it.
I really hope he doesn't do that.
He might do it like with the Ace Black stuff.
Oh,
yeah, we still got shit waiting in the wings that we still didn't get really the details of what happened on the Revolutionary Army's, you know, island and home base and stuff like that.
We're not gonna get that flashback. You know, we're not gonna get that flashback. Fucking Hazard, like
we get the
Kizaru
fight,
we're not gonna get
the Aokiji and the Akayunu fight.
I would love a whole OVA of that. I just want to see them fucking going at it for like 40 minutes, man. Give me that.
Yeah, yes. I don't get why they don't do that. It's like so. It's like everyone, like people pay for that shit. Like just do it.
That's free. That's free money to them. Like, yeah, just show them 40 minutes going at it.
Yeah, I really that doesn't make that. Yeah, that should make later on movie. Hopefully they're gonna do that, but I don't know. I mean, it's toy animation, so who the fuck knows?
Yeah, that's true. But going back to the original point though, George, you're talking about the different members of Gol D Roger. There's a one member though. There's one member. Remember that cover page that we saw with the dude talking to Crocus? The guy with that had the Wano hat.
Because people saying that was like the Brooke's captain. What's his name? I forgot. The captain of Brooke. People are saying that was him.
Oh no, Yorkie.
Yeah,
Yorkie name was.
Dude, so Yorkie, exactly Yorkie. I forgot his name.
Maybe could be Yorkie.
Because of the whole.
That'd be cool if Yorkie became a member of the Gol D Roger pirates. That'd be cool. I like that idea.
I guess it's possible. But
now, what was the explanation for how Buggy was able to get? Was there any explanation on how Buggy got on Roger's crew, or was it just that he needed some lackeys and he let him join?
Exactly, it was like
he was a swabby. Yeah, he wasn't anybody important on the.
But so what we have from inside Buoji when Rayleigh was talking about the crew, he said, okay, what happened was Roger got sick, whatever. We still kept going. We got to the Grand Line, and then we all disbanded. And he says, I don't know what's up with the other guys, but that implies at least that some of them are still alive, and we're gonna see them later on.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that guy that we saw with Crocus, Roche, the guy we saw with Crocus, his design looked like Wano design. So if we're gonna see him, Wano might be the place where he's at.
Dude, just talk about just make Tyler video Wano. Just talk about Wano.
I'm just saying.
Just talk about
Wano. The guy had the fucking samurai, not samurai, but like the traditional Japanese clothing on. It's obviously it's gonna happen to Wano.
Okay.
Remember, George, remember when Roger had his conversation with Whitebeard about the One Piece and stuff? Where was he sitting and drinking? In fucking Wano underneath the sakura tree.
How the fuck do you know? You got a fucking map of Wano? You know how it fucking looks? How do you know that? How do you know that shit, dude?
I know my shit, baby. I know my shit.
Dude, you just making this shit up, dude. Is this like an alternative fact, like Donald Trump style? Like, okay. I'll ask ForneverWorld. Okay, ForneverWorld. Do you think 2017 will be Zoro's year?
No.
Damn it. You just said no, man, like that. You gonna say that, Zoro?
Maybe next year. Maybe next year, because we still gotta get rid of everything. You know, we gotta clear up the Big Mom stuff. So
But didn't Oda say like you have to take that with a grain of salt. As an Naruto fan, I know Kishimoto said like for 5 years straight it's gonna be Kakashi's year. We never had that. Except for that bullshit perfect Kusano moments. I guess that.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm sorry, I get mad. I'm sorry, I'm sidetracking. But Oda said that 2017 they're gonna switch over to Big Mama's gonna be finished 2017 and they're gonna go to Wano Country. But you know, take that with a grain of salt because you know
But also you got to take into account Oda's pacing and stuff. So even we got to have the setup and everything. So yeah, this year we got to finish up everything with Big Mom, which we're already almost 2 months down. So we got 10 months left. Got to finish up Big Mom, and we got to transition to Wano, set everything up in Wano, the world building and stuff like that of what it's about, and then.
Also breaks. He takes a lot. Last week we took a break, so I mean it just takes it longer then,
Yeah,
it feels like slower.
Next year, Zoro will have his ear.
Oda will say things like, "Oh, so One Piece again." I mean, when he first started, he said One Piece again in 5 years. Just imagine.
Well, he first started. That's. I mean.
I'm just saying. Point is, like, he always gives a timeline, saying, "Oh, One Piece is halfway through," but he always like, "Oh, I forgot to do this. I need to fill bed. It's this," and it always drags out more. It's just the way.
Kishi did that too, didn't he? Like he said, like it's gonna end this year, but then it's not
hard to
not only
predict
that,
how long something's gonna take.
Shueisha also jumping in there.
Yeah.
They play a big part. It's like, hey, we want our money. You better not stop drawing. Don't put that pen down.
But yeah, like how many more crew members do you think we're gonna see? I'm really curious.
By the end, we'll see everyone that's still around. Of course, is gonna be shown. Maybe. Okay, who we have? We have Rayleigh, we have Shanks, we have Buggy,
Crocus, and then Roger. So 5.
Yeah. So we've seen 5. And how many was it ever confirmed? How many he had on?
Momosuke is that too. 6.
Momonosuke's dead. Well, he's dead.
Well, yeah, okay, but I'm just saying that's 6.
Yeah, there's members. Yeah.
Confirmed.
6 known members. Yeah.
Probably 10. Like the Straw Hats, like Luffy, Roger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
10, 11, yeah. That's
so we'll probably see like 4 or 5 more.
Yeah.
Oh,
there should be a female in it.
I'm pretty sure there were other members of the crew that were
showing the chat were like Rayleigh was commanding.
There was a guy with like long black hair. I think his name's Scopper Gavin or something. That could be the guy that we saw, the Scopper Gavin guy. He could be the guy that we saw that was talking to Crocus. The hair design is similar, and he kind of does have like a Wano-ish look. But I don't know. It's hard to tell.
But he's not that right. He's not confirmed dead or something.
He's not confirmed dead, but he's confirmed a member of the crew. What's interesting about Roger's ship, we saw a couple panels of his ship, right? There were a couple members that we saw that had unique designs that were definitely characters we'll probably see in the future.
His design is cool as shit.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Is it possible maybe that there are some people from Roger's crew in Shanks' crew now? Because Shanks asked Buggy, join my crew, bro. Maybe he asked it to someone else that's like a small person too. I don't know. I'm just saying, is that a possibility?
No, I don't think Shanks probably sees himself as like a subordinate of that crew. You know what I'm saying? He sees himself, so it would be kind of condescending to be hey.
But if there are other people on his level like him and Buggy, maybe there was someone else like that, like a Sabo to Luffy and Ace. You know what I mean? Like
another Swabby, like a.
I mean, Oda did it with Sabo, so why not with?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Probably not. But actually,
he takes one of the members and says, "Bend the knee to me."
Dude, I'm telling you,
bend the knee.
Yo, dude, he can literally make him bend. Like he would just he would just. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can use Conqueror's Haki, Hakucho, just make him like bow for him, like just. He cracked the ship. But actually, I don't know. I want to ask you this question because because I personally think that the Shanks Buggy relationship is fucking amazing, and I feel like Oda's gonna do really good things with that. I don't know if you have any excitement for that, because I know I'm
I love anytime we ever get them, because it's interesting first of all, because it's kind of I don't know, I guess maybe it's just to a certain extent it's not necessarily even the characters, or maybe it is their character itself, that one of them is really fucking serious, and I mean he's a good guy, but he's pretty serious. The other one is a fucking batshit clown, like Batman and Joker in a way, something like that. So already that intrigues me, but then let alone their history and what Buggy may or may not know, because Buggy's an idiot, but he also has a little bit, because I mean at the end of the day he was on the ship of the craziest, most notorious pirates of the world, so he does know a decent amount.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the death that might happen with Blackbeard killing Shanks, I think Buggy needs to be there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. That I really think that should be too. That would be crazy. I could see Buggy crying dude, why you gotta go, man?
I could see that being Buggy just saying fuck being a pussy and just going straight at Blackbeard.
Like Mr. Satan moment, dude.
Yeah.
Buggy is based on. I guarantee Toriyama inspired Buggy on Mr. Satan. That must be. I mean, look what he did during Marineford. It was like Mr. Satan 2.0, and I agree. And also Buggy, he thinks about these things, because during Impel Down he was saying he was thinking, reflecting of Luffy. He was like, Luffy, why do you keep going like Shanks? And I was like, I'm annoyed that you guys can just keep going. He's not like that. He's a coward. I can relate to that. I was like, I could be like Luffy or Shanks. I could be like Buggy, but not like Luffy or Shanks. At least I'm honest about it. You know, I could be a clown.
I could be like Buggy.
I'm just saying, like
George Shays'
Well, you are a fucking clown.
not just
so,
being
yeah.
sneaky and shit, taking treasure maps and stuff, and like
You're a
going
sneaky fuck. I can
going
imagine
away
you
with the credits. I mean,
Somebody needs to do a Photoshop of you as Buggy.
I'm gonna
I
edit that
got
part
the
out.
One Piece map.
Hey man, you got Captain Jack. Sort of stop laughing. At me.
Oh, you're a bitch though. Like it's funny.
I'm gonna come to Florida and like burn your fucking room. That's where I go, man.
Oh, yeah, come, bitch. You won't come. You fucking lazy ass bitch.
You're right. I'm Buggy.
Thank
I
you.
won't come. I'm a bitch.
There is one thing that really interested me. Going back and kind of looking over the Roger chapters and what we saw a little bit about the ship and different members. There was one thing that's on the ship that was very distinctive and hard to miss. There was a giant egg on Roger's ship. Giant fucking egg. They even had designs like designs made like One Piece like figurines and stuff with the Roger ship that has the fucking egg inside of it. So it's not just like a miswrite. What the hell do you think that could be? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I can link you.
And there's
Giant
an egg
freaking-
on Roger's ship. That's what he's saying.
A giant fucking egg. There's a red spotted white with red spots egg.
Maybe it's the egg of like some sort of sea monster. Well, obviously it's the egg of somebody of a monster they cared about. I mean that's the given because why else would they carry it around with them?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe a
it's like
dragon
some
egg?
Fucking ancient. Yeah, dragon egg. Well, the thing is, dragons kind of. I mean, Zoro beat a dragon.
I thought of a dragon. That was the first thing that came to my mind. But then I thought like, look what Zoro did to that one
Yeah.
dragon. Of Punk
Zoro
Hazard.
got
Like
strong.
True, but
Neil went down quick.
He went down real quick, and they ate the
that was
dragon.
like Vegapunk. That was like Vegapunk's dragon, right? So I mean,
Well,
it
what
could
do
have
you
been
mean?
like.
There's gonna be like another dragon that's stronger, not father.
I mean, that could be like an artificial dragon. This could be like a natural like dragon, dude.
I mean,
I don't
Oda
know.
kind of should have done dragons there. Like,
That's
he had
true.
potential to make dragons fucking amazing, and then he had that one dragon.
He's more
Like,
into like the sea creatures because like based on what
That's
we've
true.
seen
Yeah,
in
that's true.
Right, I just feel like I don't think Oda would just put that egg there for no reason. I think there's got to be something
Well,
to
that-
it, right?
It's Oda, so
I
this
can't for
guy-
the life of me remember. I think of what it could be, but
Now, if it was Toriyama, he would respond with, "Well, I like eggs."
yeah, that makes
Hey,
sense
man,
for Toriyama.
I remember one interview between between Toriyama and Oda was
Yeah.
like praising Dragon Ball, like the original Dragon Ball. He's like, it's so good, and he was talking about some foreshadowing Toriyama did there, like he did this, that, with like some robot. I think it was at the Pilaf stuff, and it's like it's amazing how I did that. And Toriyama was like, I did that? Wow. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. So I don't know if he foreshadowed it and he actually forgot about it, or he just never foreshadowed it. He's like,
Maybe he's being
this
humble. Maybe
fits
he's being
in
humble.
well. I don't know. That
A
was-
lot of it is that, the whole Japanese, he's supposed to be humble stuff, whatever. But I do think to a certain degree Toriyama just, because from what I heard, some stories of how he would like wake up at like 10 o'clock in the night, work on the storyboards till 3 a.m. and they're due the next day when he's supposed to have that shit already done. And he would just like slack off and not give a shit. So Toriyama, I think he's just been a very, very lucky man. I think a lot
so
of it
you
has
think
to...
so whenever he was like working at 10 p.m. he was always writing about Gohan, and he's like, oh, he's slacking, so whatever, man.
Wow.
Yo, you can drop that eerie God, it's fine.
Even
Just
now you
drop
gotta
the
shit on
eerie.
Gohan.
You're
Even now you
super
gotta shit on
speed.
Gohan.
You can like you're fast 100 times faster than the speed of light, but you can't catch an earring. It's fine. It's just take.
I think the way they're working now is, and I know we're going off topic, but just
Yeah,
quickly,
yeah.
I think the way they're doing things now should be a really good way for the future of like a lot of other different series with Toriyama. So that way Toriyama doesn't have to destroy his mind and body anymore by sitting in a fucking chair 24 hours a day. He can
Right.
write the script and give it to them and they can go on their merry way, which Hunter x Hunter should do that 110%.
I
Yeah.
compare it as with like the Marvel and DC universe. You see, with like this series like Batman, it's not always the same writer, but you can just keep
Everybody-
because a Dragon Ball or One Piece even, especially with
Well,
Dragon Ball, you can continue.
I would
for the
argue
next
that
50
hurts the
years. You can just
series,
keep
though. That
going
hurts
and
the
going.
character.
Yeah,
You
I
keep
think that
rebooting
look
the
at
character.
GT.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Work.
think
I wouldn't mind a short story of Yasop. I want to find out more
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah, that's actually a good one, Yasop. Because I don't know what
Yeah, I
the
like
fuck.
that.
That's good. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Is he gonna?
Like,
fight
he's abandoned
against
his
Usopp?
wife.
I wonder.
Sick wife. When
Yeah,
pirating.
like, I wonder
Uh-huh.
if Usopp goes to him. Like, how is he gonna react to him? That's super interesting.
Yeah, it seems like Usopp doesn't blame him I mean, you
I've
think
never
he would,
seen him
right?
be negative about his dad. Was he negative about his dad before?
Oh, he actually was positive. He defended his dad. He's like, man, he went up and he wanted to achieve his dream. You know, it was kind of defending him when people questioned. If I remember correctly.
Kind of like
So-
going with Gene. He didn't really think of like, he abandoned me. More so like, oh, he went and was chasing after being a hunter. And
Dude, fucking Jin doesn't give a fuck. about-
True.
How to not be a dad, Jin. That's I
True,
know-
but
okay,
after what happened
okay.
to Usopp's mom, though, I don't. I mean, you'd think that he would think a little bit differently, right? Because I mean, she suffered and she didn't have anybody to help her. Like, I don't know. It's tough.
I mean, I think Luffy would be a shitty dad too. By the way, just putting it out there.
Oh yeah, he would.
He would be shitty.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he'd be a
would-
shitty dad without a doubt.
Yeah.
I
Then
don't
again, he's
think-
good with kids. He's good with kids like Momonosuke and stuff. He's good with kids.
dude, he would be a shitty.
Sanji
dad.
would be a great dad.
Who?
Yeah, Sanji would be
Sanji.
good.
Would be a
Yeah,
great dad.
Zoro too. Zoro.
He ever gets laid.
Zoro would be like Sasuke dad, like Sasuke caliber dad. You know what I mean? He's not always.
I think he'd be a
there.
little bit better than him.
He'd be like a tiger dad. You know, he'd be like, you know, he would whoop his kid into like.
When the kid's like a baby, you'd be like, yo, do some lifting, man. Start
Yeah,
I
to
think
lift.
Zoro would keep his kid next to him opposed to Sasuke leaving Sarada like not even knowing who the fuck he is. Zoro would be like, come on, lift the weights, keep going, what are you doing?
Get them lifting. Go.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Gin is the worst though. Gin. I mean, what happened with Gon and like the fact that he was basically on death's door? He's like, I didn't feel like watching. You going like, what? What?
You know, and you would think there's like
I
a
don't
hidden,
care.
there's like a hidden meaning, like Jin is actually carrying a lot and he's preparing something from it. He probably just really doesn't give a fuck. Like
No, yeah.
I really don't care about it.
He's a scumbag.
He is. He's just the worst. He's
But
the
he
worst.
didn't give a sense to the opponent his like 12-year-old son's gonna fight. So there's arguments to make for everyone. They're
That's
really
true.
That damn Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin. Okay, Peter Griffin.
Exactly. I think that's a good spot to wrap up this week's or this the bi-weekly episode of the Grand Line Chronicles or whenever the hell.
I
we
hope your
decide to
subs
do
are gonna use it against you or whatever. Whenever you talk about Goku, they're gonna say, "Yo, what's up, man? You talking about Peter Griffin?"
it. Oh, that's funny. It was good. That was good. Thank you very much, ForneverWorld, stopping by. It was a good conversation.
man.
We got to do it again
As
sometime.
always, I have fun.
I guess thank you to George, for providing whatever you
Hey,
provide.
man, I'm recording this, so you better be saying, be
I'm
grateful.
sorry. I was kidding. Yeah, but thanks, guys. Hope to see you again next time. Like the video, subscribe to ForneverWorld if you're not already, which you probably are, but do it anyway if you haven't. And yeah, George,
Why?
too, I
Like,
guess.
why? That doesn't make any sense. It's like giving like Donald Trump more money. Like that's useless. It's up to me, guys. That was a bad analogy, but I'm just saying.
You spread the wealth, man. Spread the wealth. Anyway.
Who cares about? I'm not a communist, dude. Fuck that shit, dude.
Yeah, you are apparently.
Fuck
But
that.
yeah, now we're getting off topic. Have a good one, guys. Leave some
Yeah.
comments. Tell us what you think about Rogers, Pirate Crew, the Egg, about Scott Gavin, or any other possible crew members. Anything that you have to say it in the comment section below. Hope to see you again next time. I'm Zoro Fanboy124. Grand Line Chronicles. We're out. Peace.
An awesome day.
You gotta do
Buck
the hand over the camera, Neville, like a
Buck
retard.
No,
You don't have to do that.